think that when people first get married, let me say this. Let me see how I'm going to say this.
Spit it out.
I think a two-person home has the capability to getting to $1 million quicker, sooner, faster, easier, better than a one-person home. And so I believe when two people go into marriage, there's no, you know, when you don't have money, you're not thinking about money. So there's no prenup, there's none of those stipulations. And so as the money starts coming in, I think you work harder to make it work, to stay together. You both are invested, you both, you show up that way. I think that what happens when you later have money and you go into the relationship with money, now there's this prenup, everybody want to get their piece and they have, it's much easier to leave when you come in already with money on your mind. The old song says it's cheaper to keep her. Or him, because we don't know which one of the two has the money. We don't know which one is the millionaire, right? We don't know if it's the man or the woman. But I think you work harder when you build it together.
I agree. And so what do you guys think? What's your thought about, in the chat, 90% of American millionaires are married. Do you believe that's true? Or are you surprised about that? Is that a true statement? I'll say, just from my experience, I made millions of dollars, and it was mostly when I was married. And I would say, and this is what I used to tell him, I couldn't do this without you. Even though I was the breadwinner, I was the one that was making the money. Somebody had to be there with the kids. Somebody had to be and my thought was, who better to be there than their father? Now they would say that was probably not the best thing for them, but in my mind, it gave me the security to know that that I was able to do what I needed to do because my kids was good. But I will say this. Being with the right person is what's important than just being with the person, because you could also have somebody that could drain you financially. You have somebody who could, who could bring you down. Maybe you could have gone further if you had the right partner. So there's a lot of different factors and variables that go along with that. It's not just marrying. That's even right now, right? When we're looking for partners.
That's the piece. Partner. I was going to say, that's the part. I'm looking at the whole thing, right? So 90% of American millionaires are married. The piece that's the kicker to me was the 65% are still married to their first spouse. Right. Because that's like, for real, not that they're married. Okay, you got millions of dollars. You want to protect them, but you still married to the same person you started out with. That's the kicker.
And then you also think about like Jeff Bezos. I think he's remarried, right? You think about the people who ended up getting divorced. They end up getting married again. Like a lot of those millionaires and billionaires, they end up getting married again. And so what is it about this thing about marriage that is calling people to make that commitment? Marriage is important. I believe it's important, but obviously there's something in that.